I have one more question for you here, Brian. This is a question that we ask all of our live Q&A guests, and it's really geared around trying to give advice to everybody that's watching here today. And of course, you've offered a ton of advice already and a unique perspective with your own background and the business that you run. But if you were to give one piece of advice, and I know it's tough sometimes to narrow it down to one piece, but one piece of advice to everybody watching on how they can land their dream job in sports, is there anything in particular that comes to mind?
I think that, well, it's a two-step process. I think it's really, you got to identify what you want to do. Because with digital media and with things like that we're doing and other companies are, the sports industry is just going to explode. I mean, the opportunity. I always say that sports is the global language, and it's massive. I mean, we got huge things coming up next year with the Olympics, the World Cup, and with things like what you're doing and what Scorer is doing, you're opening up the world of sports as an industry. We're introducing them to the digital media, which they haven't been spending much time in, frankly. It's been all about broadcast, and the digital space has been, Yahoo Sports and fantasy. I guess that's been it. So I think what you got to do is identify what you want to do, the opportunity you want to pursue, and then just pursue it. There's a great video out there. It's a YouTube video. I think it's called. If you search "How bad do you want it," I think it's got like 24 million views or something like that. If
Yeah.
you haven't seen that, it's worth watching, because it's really how bad do you want it, and do you want it so much that you'll fight for it as much as you would for your last breath. That's really the way you have to approach it, because I know people, we're all busy. Technology is, the engineers that I have, they look at the things that we do every day, and we have people in our office, obviously, and their mind immediately thinks, how can I do whatever that person's doing with technology? In other words, how can I eliminate that person's job? And that's the way technologists look at solving problems. And so you've got to really hustle and get after it and go, pursue it like it's the last thing that you want to do. And this can, be able to communicate your value proposition to whomever you're speaking to get that job, because it's competitive. The whole world's competitive. Forget about the fact that it's the sports industry, but the good news is I think the world has just exploded with opportunities, because I think that the social aspects of the web and the way broadcast can be done, from your mobile phone now, it's a game changer.